All right, welcome. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I guess I clicked on a StreamYard comment for some reason. But anyways, we are live, and this is Passive Prospecting, where we discuss creating content that does all the prospecting for you here today, and we're here to answer your questions. So we see several of you out there already. So let's see, and I'll bring up my trusty sidekick and co-host, Chrissy. What's up, Chrissy? What are you up to?
Hello. Yep. Just working on stuff with the video editing team today. Just got out of a meeting with them, so things are looking good.
Oh, good. How are they doing?
Awesome. We've been working on a lot of new thumbnail styles for different clients and things like that this week. So got the report on some of the new stuff that we're putting into place, and that was really great. So
all right, cool. All right, let's see. Las Vegas living. What's up? Good morning from Las Vegas. That's right. There, I guess it's probably 11 a.m. there, and which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let us know. Hit us with the questions. Anything we can kick it off with today, Chrissy?
Yeah, I've had a couple of people ask about social media icons or social media links and why we choose not to use those, whether that's in the description on YouTube or on the banner on YouTube. And just maybe we could talk a little bit more and expand on why we don't use social media icons.
Yeah, I mean, distraction, first of all, and funneling. You know, if you want people to go where you want them to go, and you think about let me pull this up, because actually I was thinking about this, maybe walking through a little tutorial real quick on something. But we'll pull up YouTube. We'll go to the channel, and all right, let me share screen, get into this. Screen 2, and we should be able to see. There we go. So let's see here. So right here, I mean, this is, you can have up to 5 links right here, up to 5 links. And the thing is that, first of all, we don't want to get into decision, indecision, right? Which too many choices to make can tend to lead people to not make a decision. So now the other thing is that they're on a long form platform. I just don't believe you should distract them to a short form platform, because they will likely get off that feed real quick, or other things are going to come in their feed, and they're going to start watching short form videos, probably not about real estate. So if you got them on YouTube, then keep them on YouTube as long as possible. The only reason we want them to leave is to book a call with us. And of course, if they click on that link, it's going to go to scheduling a call. That's this. I really don't like the formatting of this. I wonder how we can change that.
I was just looking at that yesterday and thinking we needed to update that.
Yeah, because it really depends on the size of the screen it's on. So here on a larger screen, you see whenever I shrink it up, it matches up. So we need to fix that.
Yeah, our branding has switched a little bit since then too. So I was planning on doing some extra updates to that.
So we'll work on that. And, we want them to either, to schedule a call. You'll notice how we had the same link though, or the same kind of banner style. So it just creates that familiarity. And therefore we want to funnel people. We want to funnel them where we want them to go. And for us, as we've said many times before, the only goal for this channel was to make the phone ring. And that's what we want to do. So we don't want to get, followers on Instagram and TikTok, which if you're sending them to those platforms, that's really, is that the goal? You have to ask yourself, is that your goal, is to get more followers on Instagram and TikTok? Because otherwise, why send them there? People develop relationships and get more down the buying process through the more content they watch. So do you believe they can do that watching one 20-minute video, or do you think they're going to go through your TikTok and watch 20 1-minute videos? Do people stay on anybody's channel just watching, video after video, especially if it's about different topics? That's the thing, is on, I just thought of this actually. It just made me think, if I go on your TikTok you're probably jumping from topic to topic to topic to topic to topic to topic. So this reel, you're talking about FHA loan. This reel, you're talking about VA loan. This reel, you're talking about Frisco, Texas. This reel, you're talking about Plano, Texas. This reel, you're talking about escrow, I don't know, down payment assistance, something like that. So there's not a continuous format they can follow to really research. But if somebody wants to really understand Frisco, they can go to our YouTube channel, watch a 20-minute Frisco, Texas video, and then guess what? YouTube's probably going to recommend them another Frisco, Texas video, or they're going to get caught up in our playlist, or, and so they're going to go down these research paths, these research rabbit holes, to where they can stay focused if they want to focus on that neighborhood and learn more. As to your Instagram or your TikTok are probably jumping all around. And I'm assuming most people, I've never seen it before, now that I think about it, and this just dawned on me, is you don't make a series of 10 reels on your Instagram about one neighborhood. You probably jump from reel to reel to reel on all these different topics. And so it's not easy to, even if somebody gets in your reels and just, scrolls up and down, then they're going to just be jumping from topic to topic to topic. And if they aren't interested in one topic, guess what? Boom, they're going to jump to the next one, or they're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to, now, I've got a DM. I've got a DM from a friend. I've got a message. Let me go check that. Somebody sent me another reel to watch, which is funny. And then they click on that, and then all of a sudden they're out of your feed. So, these are things you want to think about. Is we want to direct people where we want them to go, and we want them to, we want to funnel them to book a call with us. So that is something to keep in mind. Also, there was something else I was going to click on here, but I forgot what I was going to show. Maybe I was going to show TubeBuddy a little bit. So if I go into the studio and I want to click on little TubeBuddy, I know this kind of comes up quite a bit, is names, What should I name my channel? What should I name my channel? And I guess I can't really blow that up except for there. Let me blow that up a little bit. Well, it's real simple. You play around with it. Play around with what you want to figure out. So this is the thing. We named our channel based off of search volume, plain and simple. So if I look at this and I go Dallas, Texas, real estate, which that's what I would have rather named the channel, just because I would think, people are searching Dallas, Texas real estate. But look at this, 1,500 searches per month. So if I go, okay, well, then I'm going to play around with this and say Dallas real estate. So see, you just kind of got to play around with this. And then I would make notes. I'd write this down. Okay, we get insufficient data there. But it says search volume is high. Competition is high, though, as well. Optimization strength. Okay, so Dallas, Texas living. Start searching this stuff. Okay, it still doesn't give me a lot of information there. I could say moving to. What does that give me? It gives me 4.6 thousand searches per month. And this is how we landed on this, living in Dallas, Texas, simple search. And even today, still, 8.6 thousand still has the highest search volume, just even out of what I've done there. And so
notice that the competition's gone up.
Relocating to, again, so that's how you look at these things. That's how you name a channel if you want. But again, I don't know if the channel name really, let's see, Dallas, Texas.
It certainly is not the biggest impact on your channel.
Yeah, 2.6 thousand. I mean, I could even call it Dallas, Texas tours. What if we called it real estate tours? Let's see. We just play around with it. And that's why we find different things for different people, different folks, different strokes.
But notice there, I will say before you move on though, notice how you can get 100 out of 100 on this and have absolutely no search volume for that key phrase. So I always say you got to look at the data here and search volume, especially when you're coming up with initial topics, with initial, key phrases and things like that. Don't go off of the 100 out of 100 score. You want to start with the number of the search volume, go to the competition, and then look at your score and kind of do a relative score there. Because otherwise you could be optimizing for something that there's no search traffic for.
Yep. Let's see. All right. So Las Vegas, love your book, Levi. Very helpful. Thank you. Awesome. Appreciate that. For you, when is the best time to upload? I was thinking maybe after 4:30ish on a weekday or a Saturday morning. Well, check this out. Let's look at that. So we really kind of go off of our analytics.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see here. So if we go to, where's audience? Oh, there it is. I would just look at this metric right here. This should give you an idea. So now this has shifted. This shifts almost on a weekly basis for us. So right now, Monday really has a good bulk of the viewership. And of course, that dark purple is telling you very many of your viewers are on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So, they say videos are judged mainly after their first 24 hours. So you probably want to publish where you can get the most bang for your buck in 24 hours. So if I was publishing 2 videos a week, I might look at Sunday night and Wednesday night, or Sunday night and Tuesday night, because if I publish Sunday night here, and that's at 7 p.m. If I publish there, it's going to hit that high traffic Sunday night, and then it's going to hit all of this high traffic Monday during the day. And by the time you get 24 hours, you've pretty much covered your most traffic areas on the channel. And then if you're going to choose another night, then I would do the same. So Tuesday night to Wednesday night would be a good time on here. If I were posting 3 videos a week, then I may go with Thursday night. So Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. But this adjusts for us differently throughout the weeks. So that's something each week we just kind of test this, and you'll see us kind of publish videos at different times. Sometimes we'll publish Sunday morning, sometimes Sunday evening, sometimes Monday evening, sometimes Wednesday morning. So we're just trying to catch the wave of whenever we have the most opportunity, for us at least, to grow on there. So that's something that you want to add to that, Chrissy?
Yeah, well, I was just going to say it's different for everybody too, different regions. Kind of, I noticed that, East Coasters tend to do better kind of in the evening times, and then West Coasters tend to do a little bit better in kind of the afternoon times, but that's very general. So usually if you're starting with a video, don't be too concerned about time, because you're going to have to, start getting those analytics one way or another. But generally speaking, we usually start people somewhere between 8 p.m. Eastern time and 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Believe it or not, depending on what season, sometimes like somewhere between 11 and 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time gets really, really good traction. So we usually try to do more like 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when we start people out. And then that gives you a chance to kind of see where people are at. Summertime, I also noticed that those view times tend to get a little bit earlier in the day as well. And so you just have to base it off the season. It's like what Levi said, we're tracking it all the time, and it changes for our channel all the time. It used to be a pretty standard 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. That's when we would post ours. They did really well at those during that time, especially during like the Christmas season. And in the fall time, I feel like the evening times did really well. But then now we're in summer, we're kind of noticing that it's earlier. So we've been posting earlier for those videos. So just keep an eye on your analytics. But at the very beginning, just start posting and you'll get those analytics to give you more info.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see. Okay, Facebook user, let's go. I'm enjoying the thought process. Well, good. Glad that helps out. What's up, Mr. Malcolm says, how important is it to engage with my viewers and respond to comments? Very important. I mean, you should be responding to every single comment.
Mhm.
As we've always said, acknowledge and ask a question.
Yep.
Acknowledge what they say, ask a question. And so that you re-engage them, get them to comment back with that.
I would really consider that to be like, there's certain limbs when you think about like a YouTube channel, like a body of a YouTube channel. It's like cutting off a limb to not be talking to your audience. That's a huge ranking factor on your YouTube channels. Number one, is it good content? And two, are you engaging with the people who engage with your content?
Yep. There you go. There you go. Let's see. How do you come up with new video ideas consistently? Well, I think you explore your city. You know, I mean, you live life. You consume content. I mean, it's you read. I mean, really, you just want to. I don't know. I think I'm always thinking of new content. So, is something new in your area? Something just opened up. You know, we did a video a couple of weeks ago on the PGA headquarters, and the golf courses. Went out and did a full tour on that. That's just something that had opened up recently, and go out there and cover it. We want to be one of the first ones to really give a full vlog tour on that area so that people can really see it. And we did that. So I think, keeping an eye on the news, you should be having Google alerts for news articles on Dallas, Texas real estate in your area. So that's content. So you want to just use all of the resources you have, Google alerts, going out and about, enjoying your day, and working and being in the neighborhood and the community. And then also comments. As you're responding to those comments, guess what? You're probably going to get some ideas about what to create. You could run polls in the community tab whenever you have the community tab come up. So, otherwise, just like what we've lined out in our program, we walk you through there, really a good format of your first 3 to 4 months worth of content, so that it's very simple, just really kind of documenting a lot of the different areas. And so once you do that, then you can start to get a lot more creative. We like to build for I like to say we build for the algorithm in the beginning, and then we optimize for the algorithm in the beginning, then we optimize for the audience as we have an audience. Once we develop an audience, you're also going to get a feel for what they're looking for. You're going to see which videos are performing well on your channel, which ones not so well, which neighborhoods are doing better. So all of that comes with experience and repetition and getting in the motions and working through the process. And so you're going to be coming up with ideas all the time. So really, it's a lot easier than you think, to do that, to create content.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And if you don't have comments for yourself yet, maybe you're just getting started, go look at your competitors' comments. You'll find a lot of stuff in there. Fill the gaps.
Let me see. One second. Let's see. Okay. So.
Oh, this is a good one. I can tackle the next one if you needed to look at something.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So some tips for efficient video production and editing to increase content output. So I'll speak to the editing side. Production, obviously, Levi is going to be a good resource for that one just because he's out producing the content. But as far as editing goes, I think a lot of people miss the opportunity to put pattern interrupts in. I would say that's probably one of the number one things to add to any video, whether you're adding a GIF, whether you're adding cuts, if you're adding some type of music or sound effects or something like that. And obviously you have to kind of cater to your own personal style. If you're a luxury agent, you don't want to be creating videos that look like a $300,000 or $400,000 budget, right? For homes, but speak to your own budget, but do kind of think of ways for you to add pattern interrupts into it. Now, if you're working with an editor is going to be able to add those in for you. But if you're trying to edit your own videos, taking out the ums, the ahs, the big breaths, things like that, and adding things like emojis or drone footage or pictures or picture overlays. Those are the types of things that will keep the audience engaged. It'll keep their eye on the screen, and that's really important. And our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter. So the more of those that you can add in there, the better.
Yep.
And then as far as video production, I know Levi goes out and he batch produces. And so that's always something that we talk about as well. It's just batch producing your content. I don't know, Levi, you're pretty in the zone when you go out there. And so when you get them done, they get efficient. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that comes with practice as well. I mean, once you start running through the process more and more, then you just become a lot more efficient and work through there. I mean, now recently though, it's taking us longer now because we're producing longer content, and I'm working with Alex. A lot of things I can go out with an iPhone and move quickly, and just I could blow through a vlog tour within an hour, hour and a half. I've done 4 within a 6-hour time frame, and knock out 4 vlog tours, but that's on my own. The last couple of ones, which as you can see, you probably saw Plano up there, is doing very well coming out of the gate. But that took us like 5 hours, 5 hours to do that, because I'm working with Alex. We're doing a different style. We've got to do drone footage. We talk through things, so he's like, okay, we'll move this way, stand, I don't know. And I'm like, well, should I try this or should I try that? Or let's do this. And so now anytime you incorporate another person into the process, you are just adding a level of complexity there. And so, and then Alex, he'll either ride with me or follow me, or then if he rides with me, then I got to take him back to his car. So just all those little things just add up to where the last couple of vlog tours we've done have taken us about 5 hours to do that, but they're longer. They're a lot more detailed. They're more footage. We're just doing a lot more. And so, for us, it's kind of like, I think that's, and we're really focusing on the quality aspect versus the quantity, because for me, I was just so focused the last 2 years on 3 videos a week, 3 videos a week. And that was mainly just to catch as much momentum as possible. And I think there's, even with the office videos, they're taking me a little bit longer. We're being a lot more detailed on that. And I think I'm just finding that, longer videos are working well. Actually, I was just on a coaching call with a team I work with, that I coach with. I mean, they're my coach. And so, and whenever I say coach, it's more like a collab and everything. But, they just told me that they're cutting out. They're kind of moving away from short form. They're going to be going all in on 2 and 3 hour pieces of content, mainly podcast. And that's, they're just really going to focus on that portion of it, just because they're seeing so much more retention, so much more push from YouTube on that. And it was funny because what they're researching is they're like, well, it seems like YouTube is now trying to differentiate itself. The last year, it's been trying to play catch up with the short form content. And, now they're saying that, well, YouTube is maybe going, you know what? Maybe our thing is the long form content. And now they're looking at people like Joe Rogan, who has 3-hour podcast and has, 95% view duration and retention, all this thing. And it's like, okay, well, when people want that content, they're going to be dialed in, they're going to stick around. So it's better for them. And what can you really turn over from a short form piece of content? Now, can it gain some eyeballs and get traction? Yes, but we've seen it over and over again. Everything we test, we could get 1,000, 5,000 views on a short within an hour, and our phone doesn't ring 10 times more within that hour, and it's almost as gone as quickly as it came. So the longer content, and they recommended a couple of things I could try that I'm interested in possibly implementing, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know. I like where we're at. We don't have any majorly viral videos. And of course, the way most of coaches outside of real estate are operating is that they would like to see you get some viral videos. And so it's also like, it's like, well, do we want to do things that could generate a lot of views, but does that correlate to phone calls? So that's always my question is it going to make the phone ring? That's the main question. And so there's some things, I don't know, we might test a couple of things just to see, but at the same time, I'm still a little reluctant. I mean, Travis wants to run ads. He wants to run ads to our channel, and I've still pushed back on him. And he's just like, I think we just need to push it out there, run ads, and I'm just like, I'm still not there. And just because we have other channels that we've ran ads on. And I think the organic side struggles now because of the ads that have been run to that channel. And we did that strategically, we not to get views, but to, strategically place those ads. And so we've tested it on other channels that we've worked on. And so it's just something I've never been willing to do on the real estate channel because it has the momentum, the algorithm works well for it. And as long as things stay consistent with us, then I don't think what I've seen working on ads with other channels that it's going to generate a lot of phone calls. So, yep. Okay. Yep. Life in Redlands, California. Let's see. Our code is passive.
Is it passive prospecting buddy 25?
Yeah. Throw in the chat. Passive prospecting buddy 25. So yes, that's in the chat. You can use that and that'll give you a 25% discount code. Oh, there you go. And it's right there.
I'll scroll back up to where we were in the comments.
And then I was going to say you could throw, well, we have the TubeBuddy link in the description below.
Yeah, we do.
We could throw that in here as well. Let me see. I lost my place. Let me find it. Oh, yep. Oh, I need help naming my channel. I appreciate using TubeBuddy. Here's my dilemma. I am licensed in 2 different states, Massachusetts, Connecticut. I cover Western Massachusetts, Northern Connecticut, about 24 towns. Wow. Yeah, it's a lot. So which one, you'd have to tell me which one do you work the most? Which one has the most volume? Where do you do your most business? I mean, that's probably what I'm going to lean towards. Or which one is most searched? Which one?
Yeah, I was going to go with which one was more searched, because if you were going to do 2 channels, depending on what people are actually looking for when they call you, that might be better, since they are completely different. I mean, they're probably in the similar area, but I mean, they're completely different states. So sometimes it's better to do 2 different channels.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's just tough for me to answer on this call. I'd have to dig into that a lot more. And then I think you want to play around with it, compare all the search volume between the 2 areas, look at your business. What are you doing? What are you generating? Where do you want to spend most of your time? Because you are one person, it's probably not going to be an even 50-50 split. But at the same time, do you have a team there that you can pass on leads, or do you have a team member that could maybe bring up content if you could do that and have 2 different channels? I mean, there's a lot of different avenues you could take there, but 2 different states. I mean, yeah, probably could be 2 different channels, unless they're right on the border of each other and there's just a mixture. But one could feed off the other one. But I'd also look at, I mean, right now you have living in Northern Connecticut, so I'm assuming that's what the channel name is now. And if that's the case, I would assume you're leaning more towards Connecticut. And maybe that's the case. Maybe that other place becomes a playlist on your channel if you want to focus on that. Now, if you got a team member in that area, you want to try a second channel, I mean, that could be lucrative as well. But I would probably go with the playlist first on there. What Shova says, what would you say is the #1 important factor of posting on YouTube? Oh, the gotcha question.
Man, I don't know. We've got a couple of things that are pretty even on that. Consistency is obviously very important.
Well, the thing is that it's funny because we just talked about earlier about posting during peak times and this time and that time. But Roberto Blake, who I watch some of his content sometimes, he teaches a lot about YouTube. One of the things he said to me really hit me as well, which he said, look, if you're creating evergreen content, it really doesn't matter when you post it,
Yeah.
So you could even post it on the off time air quotes off time, and it could still do well. Maybe sometimes it doesn't do well and it takes 6 months or a year to do it. Somebody posted in our Facebook group the other day, they had a video out there for a whole year, and all of a sudden it just completely took off. So, what do you do at that point? Do you unlist old videos that you think are not performing well, or do you let them breathe? And if you made them evergreen, you allow them the opportunity to take off. I mean, this was like a straight flat line of nothing. And then all of a sudden, a huge spike. You're talking like 4,000 views within a 1 to 2 week period. And it's still growing as to where he didn't even hit, I think, 200 views in the first year of that. So sometimes you never know when something might get picked up by YouTube, at least, and start promoting it out there. But, again, that's why we also like to optimize around search, because if and this person, when they posted last year, they weren't a part of our program. So, they talk about how they were posting, but not sure how to get the traction on there. I should have asked, did he re-optimize that video? Now that I think about it. Yep. Maybe that's what got it to take off. But the thing is that the number one thing, I mean, there's just a series of everything. So I wouldn't say what can I say is the most important thing? I mean, the most important thing is creating good content, getting better at what you're doing, staying consistent, and always
optimizing it. Yeah, and optimizing it well too. Yeah. I mean, without the optimization, it's not going to go anywhere. And I think it's really important when you're doing YouTube content, because I think that's where people get caught up in the whole consistency and, getting 3 videos out a week. I've heard this story from a lot of people where they've done that for, a couple of years, and I'll go in and I'll look at their channel, and none of the search terms that they were looking for were relevant. None of the search terms, maybe not none, but a lot of the search terms that they were kind of basing their video around and the content around was not something that was actually being searched. And this is usually what I find when people are doing like interviews with restaurant owners, or, reviews of like shopping, a shop in a shopping center or something like that. No one's searching for it. So you could make a lot of that content. It probably won't make the phone ring, and it probably won't get you views just because there's no search volume around it. So relevancy is also really important, because without that, you're not going to get your videos anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Las Vegas Living says, I would say, consistent. I mean, that's pretty good. Consistency, I've always mentioned is that's very important. It's a key factor. So, tough question, but I don't know if I'd say like number one thing, but I mean, consistency, extremely important. But,
well, and it's true too. I mean, a lot of the things that we talk about, they kind of lean on each other. Like consistency is only as good as the search that you do and the optimization that you do. So, consistency is very important though.
Yep. So regarding choosing my YouTube channel name, I've tried tons of names on TubeBuddy, but nothing nothing I've come up with has been excellent. Okay. I mean, for me, I probably wouldn't do buying and selling. I'd probably just do selling San Diego. Based on if you're not I would shorten that probably a little bit.
Yeah. That's a long tail key phrase, and long tail key phrases typically are going to be insufficient data, because you're basically treating it as one key phrase and nobody's typing out that much stuff. Now that does give you an opportunity to maybe have more than one key phrase in your channel title when you make it longer. But what you want to base it off of is your base key phrase, which is going to be 2 to 3 words long, is a short tail key phrase. So selling in San Diego, now San Diego, we're going to treat it as one, because that's, it's basically one word in people's minds. So selling in San Diego, California, that's going to be more short tail. Buying and selling in San Diego, California is a lot more effort for someone to type out. So that's probably why you're getting a lower search volume for that, is because you have to kind of get in the mind and meet somebody at their lowest need when you're creating your channel titles and when you're coming up with headers and things like that. And that is just way above what someone would actually search for. So maybe just simplify your thinking and simplify the key phrase that you're looking for, and you'll get better results.
Yeah, I would probably just go with, because I just looked at this and look at this. If I just go San Diego, well, let me take out CA. See, here's the deal. This is your keyword San Diego. So what you have around that, probably not a big deal. 7.12 million searches per month. That's a lot. But now look, if I add the CA like you did, you got to think about what people are searching. 1.5 is 6 million less searches because of adding that CA.
Yeah.
So I would definitely probably remove that CA. Now let's see if, California, this keeps popping up. That's even California's a longer word. Yeah, again, it's because it's such a long word and San Diego has such a unique name. I mean, that's even less. So it just shows you people don't want to type in the CA or the California, So if I were to go with one, I would just go with selling San Diego because, again, if you want to be a little bit different, it doesn't look like, let me see, what if you do living in, or if you want to be different. Yeah, that's 46,000 searches. I mean, that's not bad.
That's good.
San Diego living. Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, too, that basically when you do start by searching the San Diego, California, the short tail key phrase, that gives you opportunities to put more than one key phrase in there. So San Diego, California, selling San Diego, those are all separate keywords that you can rank for. And so, as long as your base key phrase is good, the rest of your headline is going to be fine. So that's why I always say start short and you can build out, and then you just have bonus keywords that you can include in your channel title.
Yeah. So San Diego overall works. I mean, living in San Diego seems like it has a majority of that search volume, but there's probably other living in San Diego channels. So if you want to do something a little different, you could do that. And again, I think it's really more of a combination of your videos that matters in the end. You've got to build up the library. I don't think the channel name really, really makes a huge difference in the beginning. I think once you have the library of videos and all those keywords in it building up to it, then you can get ranked as a preferred channel.
Yeah, it takes a while. I think for us, I don't even remember. It was probably 6 to 9 months before we actually were ranking in the actual search for the channel itself. All the videos ranked right out the gate, but the channel itself didn't rank for a while.
Let's see. What's up, Richmond, Virginia? Do you find that shorts convert to leads, or do shorts convert to long form then to leads? Well, if you're talking, I mean, I just still haven't seen a big correlation with the shorts. And we've tested. I don't know if there's data on the shorts. Have we looked at that? I haven't looked at it as far.
We do get subscribers from the shorts.
Well, I mean, I know that, but I'm just thinking of and I know that shorts are now searchable. We've seen all of the old shorts we posted a year ago, and we did another test run in January, I believe.
Yeah.
Which we did that for views, and we got a lot of views from those, but I don't think it correlated to really any more additional calls. But also, interest rates, market conditions, things like that I think play a factor in this as well. So would that work during a different market? But now if you can clip, shorts from your long form videos and those will link to it. But I don't know if people even know that, or if they're making a connection, if they're watching shorts to be able to go to a long form piece of content. I mean, I think if it's out there, you're definitely giving people more of an opportunity to be found and go to your channel. But again, how that's working. I mean, YouTube doesn't really share data on that as far as to understand, especially because they have some things that are just obscure, like other YouTube features.
Yeah.
Things like that. So it makes it hard to see sometimes. They don't tell you like subscribers are coming from. Well, I mean, you can look at the subscribers from that short, but you would just have to probably pull your audience as well, your people. But I don't think anybody's ever said, hey, that short you made was absolutely amazing. And therefore, that's why they called you. But yeah, could it direct more people to your long form content? Sure, I believe so. Yeah. We're going to do another test run, probably here pretty soon, just to kind of check things out. But But yeah, I mean, I think everything's possible, and the more eyeballs, it's more of a form of interruption marketing. It's interruption marketing, and interruption marketing is a form of branding. And if people see enough of the content, maybe they'll come back around. But if they're in the shorts feed of YouTube, they're probably not in research mode. They're in thumb flipping mode.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I was explaining this to somebody just the other day. So I really see shorts as kind of putting people at the top of your funnel, whereas the long form, you're kind of putting them in towards the bottom of the funnel because they're so intentional. So you have to think about the intent of that person. And while they are going to add to your subscriber pool, which is always a good thing, they are going to start at the top of your funnel. So they're not going to be as invested in you and what you do. They're not going to be bought into who you are at that point. So always build your strategy around a long form strategy and create your shorts to support the long form and not the other way around. I would be really careful to start with shorts too early into the channel as well. Just because if you have very little long form content and then you start throwing short form content into there, it can skew your analytics a little bit and it can skew your audience a little bit. And so I usually tell people wait 60 to 90 days before you start shorts, just because you want to have a really good idea of what people are actually looking for. And then you can create really, really good shorts, very impactful shorts to support the long form content. But yeah, I just think that it comes down to intent. You're putting them at the top of the funnel instead of towards the bottom of the funnel. Hey, some Chipotle delivery.
I have no time today. So it's like, I got to order Chipotle, which by the way, inflation is absolutely crazy.
Isn't it ridiculous?
We went to Chipotle the other day. It was like $37 for
I know
2 meals.
Like $10 for a bowl.
No, it was like $20 and then $18 for a bowl, and then even just sharing a chips and a queso or something, it's like $37 for 2 people for Chipotle, and I'm like, going, my goodness.
When I order vegan food, it's like that's an investment.
Yeah, is it a good idea to make business cards with your? Did you just answer this?
I have not answered this.
I mean, I think you do what you want to do. I would probably put a QR code on your business card.
Yep.
That goes to your channel, but yeah, I don't think things like that are going to skew your channel. I mean, I don't know how many business cards you're passing out, but ideally, I'm sure you're passing it out to people that are interested. And if they're interested when they're at home, that's usually when people are hanging out, sitting around, and they're looking at business cards. And if you have that resource on there to go to the channel, I mean, I just don't see that as a problem. If it's somebody you're meeting and they're, an investor or a possible buyer or seller down the road, then yeah, say you let them know, hey, there's a link to the channel. And if you have a few QR codes floating out there on business cards, I doubt that's going to skew anything on your channel. We show up in search over and over and over again every single day. So if 2 or 3 people scan a QR code from a business card I handed out, go to the channel, I don't think it screws anything up.
Yeah. And, it is kind of nice. The time that I think that is the most valuable to have that is when you're actually out filming and somebody asks you about the channel. I've definitely, my husband does this as well, and that's what he's done. And he's had people actually scan it when he's given it out. So I don't think that it's super effective if people aren't even aware of your YouTube channel. But when you're out filming, it is kind of nice to just have a quick reference for people. So, it's more of a convenience than anything else, I think. I don't think it's a make or break for anything.
Yep. All right. Let me see. I lost my place again. Oh, here we go. Levi, did you call that LED light tower in your background? You refer to it as some type of concept in one of your videos. What else do I need behind me for ambiance depth background? Oh, I probably called it backlighting. I probably called it backlighting. So that's just a box light. Now we use that. I'm going to pull that out here in a minute after I get done here. I was going to go outside. I'm going to sit on my couch and do some reels, so use that as consistent lighting to do that. So it's multi-use, but whenever it's here in the office, I just put it back there. It does add like a backlight. It's not a necessary feature you need. It's just really it's just taking that to the next level. So it's not anything that's required. As long as you have good front lighting, consistent lighting up here, then that's what you want.
Yep.
Mac, of course. There's no other way.
Samsung PC. We're the cool kids over here.
Her computer is always crashing, and
that's not even true.
Late to meetings because she's like, "Oh, my computer crashed again."
No.
Yep.
Gives me crap every day for that.
Let's see. What's up? Living in Oklahoma. What's up? What's up, Oklahoma? All right. We got the conversation going. Yep. Love Joe Rogan. So no go with shorts. No, don't take my advice on that. I'm just thinking out loud when it comes to shorts. I say this quite often because I hear a lot of absolutes thrown out sometimes, and I don't know if there is an absolute. I always talk about everything we talk about and help you understand is a recommendation, really, the way I look at it. It's what's helped us and what we found in our research. Now, others have duplicated that in their markets, but phone calls came at different times, contracts came at different times, views came at different times of their journey. So despite what we talk about, it's really going to react differently in different times, markets, and with people and things like that. So I don't know. There's I know agents that do a ton of business from TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
It's the case. I know agents that do. We got somebody in our organization here in Dallas. They did 50 deals from Instagram last year. So, and all right, well, hey, that's pretty good. Well, we did 154 from YouTube, so I'll take that over the 50, but could we add that in? Yeah, that's what we're looking at and working on right now. Because if we could get an extra 50 deals from Instagram from short form content, you better believe I'm going to implement that. Is that going to correlate on YouTube? I don't know. I'm not sure. We've done 2 different tests with YouTube Shorts, and I haven't made the connection on if it's helpful or harmful. I don't think it's harmful at all. I haven't seen the channel analytics die or tank or destroy anything. On our side, we've stayed very, very consistent. We'll see the spikes with the shorts, but as far as that goes, I can't tell if the phone calls increased or reduced by shorts, or if they. I think it's really more tied to the market. We can see really a correlation with interest rates. We're still getting calls, still doing deals, not as much as it was, last year whenever interest rates were 3%, of course, big difference, but we are reaching the people that are out there looking and searching. So I would say you just got to run with your own tests and experiments and do some things and work on it from there.
Yeah, and I think it's throwing out a wide net, and it was kind of what I was saying before. You're throwing people in at the top of the funnel instead of like at the bottom of the funnel. The long form is the bottom of the funnel. The intentional ones, the ones that are ready to call you after watching one video. The short form, there are people at the top of the funnel that you could get 100 of them, and one of those people could actually buy, or actually call you. And so just keep that in mind. And I would really structure everything that you do around long form and having the short form support that versus trying to start with short form and then do long form later. I would not recommend that. I would start with the long form and maybe 60 to 90 days in, try some shorts and see how they do.
Yep. Yeah. Build your foundation off a long form for sure. Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm not saying no go with shorts. I'm just saying know what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I would think any eyes on your channel would be good, either short. Yeah, I'm of the same opinion. I do believe in platform psychology, though, which is, I don't know if you want to share videos to Instagram or Facebook. I don't think people, first of all, whenever they click over, they're not logged in. And most people, if they're on those platforms, they're not in the mood or have the patience to watch a 20-minute video. So I think I want to capture the people that are intentional on there, but if you add your QR code to a business card and somebody scans that and goes to, that's probably because they're sitting down, looking through, about ready to do some research.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it very easy, other than them trying to, what was that channel somebody told me to search the other day? Because if you just like, well, search my channel, when you get home, well, who's going to remember that half the time? So
take this one.
Well, yep, she's asking you.
Yeah. So how to continue once your 8 videos are completed with our team. Outsourcing sounds great, but I have a tiny budget. Well, we always recommend going to Fiverr. It is going to be a little bit of a challenge just because you do have to go in there and you have to interview people. You may have to try and have some, try and fail with a couple of editors on Fiverr. It is a little bit of a hit and miss with Fiverr. However, one thing I would tell you is you go out there and start doing your own videos is I would rather do fewer videos with higher quality than more videos with less quality. And so if that means that you need to pay, another editor to be able to do fewer videos that are really, really good, that's going to be more impactful than going out there and trying to mass produce them on a tiny budget. So that's what I would keep in mind. When you're looking for an editor, you just want to make sure that they communicate with you a lot and that they're willing to do all the revisions, because that's one thing you will run into on places like Fiverr and Upworks and stuff. They will limit your revisions, and the ability to contact them outside of the platform is very limited. And so you just have to kind of be prepared for the communication issues. But other than that, you can find some great ones. I started on Fiverr. Levi originally found me on Fiverr, although I would definitely say I went in with a little bit more intention than the average Fiverr person does. I had a background of very extensive knowledge of SEO before I went into there. So I ranked very quickly on that platform. But, you can find some really good contractors on Fiverr. So that's where I would start.
Yep. I was laughing because I saw, by the way, there's the TubeBuddy promo code. Levi, did I see a green laser pointer on one of your videos? I know exactly what he's talking about too, because I recorded a video or an intro for one of the for the Gleasons, I believe. Their success interview. And when I was reviewing the video, I noticed whenever I moved back, there was, green dots on my cheeks. And, but I was kind of like, you know what, I've already recorded it. So no, it's not a laser pointer, but let me show you something real quick. Watch this. Since you asked now, and I'm going to switch over to my webcam. So I'm on my webcam now, and let me just move my computer a little bit. You see my little astronaut guy right there?
Oh yeah.
So my little astronaut guy, he projects stars and a little constellation up there on the ceiling. See that? See the constellation is starting to come through. So it just kind of, it adjusts with like stars and the constellation and so anyways, he's hanging out right there. You see his head is pointed up at the ceiling because it comes through his screen. So I love space and astronauts. So whenever I saw that dude, I was like, oh, he's a cool little dude. And then when he projects that stuff, so I had him, he was a little bit too tilted towards me. You'll notice his eyes are his shield is facing more towards the back now. I just realized once I made that video, I was like, oh, he's turned a little bit too much. So it was projecting some of those green stars back this way, and it was hitting my face.
That's funny.
So that's what you saw. But again, sometimes we just don't record perfect videos. And I still was like, I'm not going to re-record. I'm just going to let it go. And of course, one person noticed that. So
it was just a fun little quirky thing that now they remember the video, right?
Yeah.
They'll always remember.
I have a side camera over here too, if I want to switch to that side camera. So then I've got my regular camera, and then of course I got the webcam as well. But anyways, okay. All right, we're coming up to the end of the hour already. Geez, lots of good questions today. Let's see. Thoughts on tour videos versus general real estate value contents. Yeah, we like home tours. Check out our channel. We got some good ones on there.
And if you're talking about general real estate value content, if it's not evergreen, we don't usually do it. So that's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, there are 2 other agents with living in Houston. There's probably more than that. try to find another name. I mean, Touring Houston, Texas, that's a pretty good name. So
yeah.
I'd probably go with Touring Houston if you really want it to be different. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of Living in Dallas, Texas channels now, and I mean, I can't stop them. I'm not going to change our name. So I just got to make better content, right? Get ranked better, outrank them. So I don't know. I'd probably go with Touring. I mean, that seems good as long as there's some decent search volume. But let's see. They are on the border, but not really leaning towards Connecticut. Just did not know how to set it up. Oh, they're on the border. Okay. Yep. Well, if you're leaning towards Connecticut, then your channel's probably named correctly then.
And the nice thing about that too, I mean, we're called Living in Dallas, but we do a huge amount of business up in North Dallas. And so you can still refer people to the other areas when they call in, but that's why we say go off the search volume, because that's typically what people are going to search for when they first come in. You can just offer them the other option of living across the border if it's a better fit for them.
Yep. Living in Hawaii is taken though, hasn't posted in 11 months. Yep. Based on Oahu, not Hawaii. Yeah, I mean, are you only working the Big Island? What's up, Arthur, by the way? I know Arthur. And a cool picture too. I don't know. We'd have to chat about that maybe a little bit, but it just depends. I'd be curious what the Big Island, are you only working the Big Island? Are you working I know we talked about this before. So are you island hopping? Do you work Oahu and Kauai and Maui, or do you just stay on the Big Island? If you stay on the Big Island, then maybe we just have to look at search volume.
Yeah, search volume.
I mean, Hawaii living could be good. I don't know, exploring Hawaii, something like that. I would just try some different variations.
Honestly, you could take Living in Hawaii if they're not posting anymore. Yeah. You could probably outrank them anyway.
Yeah, if they haven't posted in 11 months, I'd probably, that's another.
Just become the new Living in Hawaii. It doesn't look like they're going to be picking up anytime soon. So,
yeah, if they've been out for 11 months, now's your time to pounce.
Yep.
Let's see. Was there a daily number of views you were getting when leads really started coming in? I'm currently getting about 700 views per day. 2 deals coming this month, 2 more pending. Very nice.
Awesome.
Let me see. Yeah, we have those metrics. We have all that stuff, but I haven't looked at it. I know that one of our guys, he's done all this. He's looked at all the data on there, and it's like I don't know if it's every 1,000 or every 10,000, probably every 10,000. I think every 10,000 views we get a deal. I think that's what he was looking at, is what we found. So yeah, that'd probably be right, because let me see, if we've gotten over 2 million views, we've done over 200 transactions. So it probably would be around every 10,000 views. So
yeah.
Okay, let's see. When you're
at the beginning, though, before you move on from that question, at the beginning, we really didn't have that many views until before we started getting calls, though. So I don't think you necessarily have to be getting 10,000 views on your channel to be able to get calls. Right. I think it's different for everyone as well, because at the very beginning, we also were in a different market as well. And so the market was different. Now we have to work a little bit harder for those calls, right? Like everybody does, because of the market shifting. And so I wouldn't be stuck on the numbers. I would look at your own personal channel, because everyone's location, everyone's market is a little bit different. Timing was different for us at the very beginning as well. So I would look at your own channel and kind of base it off of what you're getting right now. And then you can make some metrics for yourself.
Yep. So what's up, Corsicana, Texas? Mariah, I believe. Yeah. Something that would cause your videos to drop in ranking there's not other agents in the area. So that's either view durations are not strong, or videos are not long enough. If there's other videos around there, like tourism videos or city videos or things like that, that are up there, they might be gaining more traction. So I would just keep an eye out, look at your view durations, and then also how long are your videos, making some longer videos. And then work on really capturing people's attention, making better content in there. So hopefully you're getting a higher average view duration. So that way you can gain them. But that could be if they start ranking you up there, but then you're either not getting the clicks. You could also be looking at thumbnails. You need to do some A/B test. If you're not averaging, around 5% on your click-through rate and you're not getting the clicks in the first place, that could cause YouTube to push you down, because if you're not getting the clicks, they're going to be like, well, we're not going to keep ranking that video. So look at thumbnails, look at your titles. I'd be testing some of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's 2:00 for me. Let me see. 2:00 for me. Do you want to cover any more of this, Chrissy?
Let's go down here and see. We'll do a rapid fire of a couple of really good questions here. Let's see. We've talked about kind of small town. Same thing. It's going to be the same concept for a small town. Even if you don't have, a ton of search volume in there, you're going to want to go off of relative scores. And so say that you're in a small town and you're getting a ranking of like a 33, a 55, a 67. And those are like, that's the highest you're getting is a 67. I really treat that as like 100%. That's going to be what you're going to base all of your other searches around. So if you get something that's like a 60 and you've been seeing like the highest score you're getting is a 67, that's probably going to be one of the best ranked area, keywords for that area. So you have to base it a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit relative, especially at the very beginning. So that's what I would do with the search traffic and the search that you do at the beginning. Let's see. We have like more questions still coming in. So we probably will just have to answer some more of these next week. I think that there's a lot of different kinds of questions in here. It's going to be hard to answer. Thank Biden for that. Gimbal, we have a list of equipment that you can get. So that's in the course if you're in the course.
Yeah, I'm going to have to jump, Chrissy.
Okay. Yeah. We'll probably just have to pick this up next week. We'll do one last question and then we'll call it. Everyone is naming their channels Living In. What do you think about differentiating yourself with a unique name? How important is it for living in the search? We've kind of talked about that.
I think go back earlier in the conversation. I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal now. But whatever you name your channel, you want to start working your keywords around that. To build up to that. So if you do want to do something different, I would find something that is also very searchable, but at the same time, including that in your videos. So once you build up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 videos, it's going to help you rank for that phrase. But ultimately, have your city and state in there, or your city. You see how San Diego is searched as its own as a city versus having the state. So you just want to look at those different components and get creative and think about how you can do it a little bit differently, and you should be good to go.
And channel name is not the most important thing either. So it's okay to not have it be exactly the same as somebody else's.
All right. I got to jump. Thank you.
All right.
And we'll see you next week.
See you guys.